Final Fantasy as an IP has been diving into different gameplay elements and different directions for the past decade. I think the beauty of Final Fantasy is that everyone has different tastes in Final Fantasy games under their favorite Final Fantasy game umbrellas. Your favorite game could be Final Fantasy VII Remake, while someone else's could be Final Fantasy 13. I'ma just tell y'all, when Strangers of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin finally got revealed at E3 of last year, this is that one direction I was hoping Square Enix would never try to aim towards you. So if you didn't know, I'm just not a big fan of Soulsborne or Dark Souls like game. Anything that looks like it is kind of a turn on. The difficulty was never something that turned me off from it. I actually love that about those games. That's unique, keep it. But with those titles, I just had a huge difficulty with what the games generally are. And it'll take me forever to go into why I don't like Dark Souls, but just know I just don't really care for it rather. And I believe the story in the game is not how I generally like to experience it in video games, you know. I ain't gonna be one of those people that go, oh my god, Dark Souls has no story. There is, and it has deep lore. I used to be that guy though. The story for Dark Souls has gaps left intentionally so the player themselves can question and put pieces together. The only direct storytelling Dark Souls usually focus on is the opening cutscene. Everything changed for me when Sekiro attacked. I don't know why. This game vibe and energy was really interesting for me. Maybe just the theme for me I like more than what Dark Souls and Bloodborne generally had. So I played a lot of it. I got to the double apes and I was like, I think I'ma head out. Fast forward to 2021, I was ready to write this game off from the first alpha Koei Tecmo gave us on Strangers of Paradise because it reminded me of Neo, and even though that game is also dope, I just came to realization that these style of games wasn't for me at the date and time. And I think that's okay. But when the Strangers of Paradise second beta test came around, I think my life had to change. See, at this time, 100% the multiplayer aspect grasped me, but like it's something I've always dreamed of since I was young. I'm not a big 100% fan of MMOs. That might change in the future. 100% reminded me of how much fun Final Fantasy Type 0 was multiplayer back in the day. And it sucks that the HD remaster don't even got it, man. Y'all missed out on the gem if you ain't played the PSP version with the multiplayer. I know games like Neo and Dark Souls have online and PvP, but I don't know, the 3 people online co-op that they did for Stranger of Paradise was even exciting and outstanding to me. I heard they even making it better in the full game, dog. This game wasn't easy, legit. We were actually dying in the beta. It's a Final Fantasy experience that I feel like you just can't miss out on again. Simply because it's rare for them to give us multiplayer, if not for the city or some type of speedrun element implemented into the game. I think this game will be one of the more unique Final Fantasy experiences the franchise has ever had, and also bringing a style of gameplay many people are really in tune with recently and currently within the gaming space. I believe if this game is even remotely successful, Square would be willing to give out the IP to different developers a little bit more. Imagine potentially getting a new Dissidia, but they play like a 2.5D fighter from Art System Works. Or maybe one day an open world like Breath of the Wild, but you're replaying the events of Final Fantasy VI. I don't know, maybe I'm pipe dreaming hard though, but just think of the possibilities. It's super fire that they didn't confirm that this game is not another Sword Art Online. I mean, Isekai, you know what I meant. But what gets me super excited is the job system. I feel like a lot of games for me nowadays struggle with replayability, and them incorporating a job system that has many layers and gives you reason to actually try different weapons and abilities is literally all I want. Me and my friends went through the beta multiple times, but with different weapons, and you can see how our strats either improved or needed work the more we use different equipment, weapons, and abilities. What makes Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin interesting is that we're going back to the original Final Fantasy. For years, Final Fantasy fans have either felt like they've been in a chokehold with futuristic robotic-like styled or themed games, and leaving their roots behind. Many have been mourning for Square to go back to the medieval times and think, this is your perfect chance to experience this in a more modernized way if possible. I know many of you, you had a tiny little thought, man, one day I'm gonna play all the Final Fantasy games. And before the Pixel remasters, you looked at the first Final Fantasy like, oh! Ew! Dude! So yeah, this might be a different pace in gameplay if it's up to the speed. If this is what you're looking for, this is it. So yeah, I'm really excited for Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin, and if Koei Tecmo or Square Enix want to hook your boy up, okay, regardless, I'm gonna buy the game anyway though. But for real, I think not too many talk about this game honestly in a way I know of besides the memes, and I want to actually try to let people know that this game has a lot of promise being co-developed with Koei Tecmo and Square Enix. That being said, if you enjoyed alright, just know this video's coming next. But next week, seriously, if you enjoyed today's video, please consider hitting the subscribe button and turn on the bell on this channel. I cover fighting games, and now I'm putting some focus on the RPG related content, but primarily Square Enix for now. So expect Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, The World Ends With You, Final Fantasy 16, Forspoken, all that on this channel. And it's your boy. Follow me on Twitter at Avataryaya _. And remember, you guys are golden, and that is raw. But also remember to have yourself a damn good one. We out. Peace.
I've been the devil, I need me a arc and no water. I'm breathing, I feel like time's right. Walking this bitch with a sound box, I wanna see rocket, I keep me a domino. Bitch, I'm a dip and I feel like a Zaki. Stretching that pussy out like it's Pilates. I'm snatching the soul like right out of a body. Fire, I'm spitting, I feel like Dobby. White bitch, blonde hair, looking like Lucy. She from Kyoshi, I paint her face Suki.